Hey everyone, this is Jordan from Sleeklens.com, and in this video I'm going to demo one of our brand new portrait and wedding Lightroom preset packs, and that is called the Bold Beauty Portrait Workflow. So this workflow is basically kind of a continuation of one of our most popular workflows, and that is the Strike a Pose collection. This one is a continuation of that and just creates any number of amazing effects to your portrait images. So I'm going to demo three images for you, show you before and after, and exactly how I created them here. If you want to see more before and afters, follow the link in the description down below. That'll take you to the product page. You can see all the before and afters from this workflow and how easy they are to work with. So let's go and jump into the workflow, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to edit these images. So the first image we have here is this cool kind of desaturated look. It's almost got a really low contrast. This is a raw image, and we just want to pump it up and make it look a little better. So what we have over here is the Bold Beauty presets. It's all loaded into Lightroom, and you can see they're grouped in the all-in-ones here, which is kind of like a one-click fix. You can obviously expound on them if you want to, but these are kind of meant for like quick edits, kind of figuring out what you want, and click there and it'll apply a nice edit. Then we also have the base, which is a way of kind of start to develop your own preset. So you can choose some of the base adjustments here and then kind of work your way down. Exposure adjustments, color correct, tone and tint, a little bit of polish, and some vignetting. So for this image, I'm not going to worry about any of the all-in-ones just yet. I'm actually going to start with the base. And so one of the base adjustments I'm going to apply to this one is actually called Stage Light. So I'm going to click on here and click Stage Light, and that's going to apply this kind of cool light. It's got kind of a blue tone over here, more of a yellow tone over here, and this is where we can start to develop it, start to create more of an image based on kind of the style that we want. So I'm going to go down here to the exposure, and I'm going to choose a little bit more highlights here just to bump up a little bit more of the brights in there. Kind of just bumps up just a little bit, and I kind of like the way that looks. So now in this image, there's a little bit too much red for me. So I'm going to go down here to the color correct, and I'm going to choose reduce reds. So I'm going to click there, and it's going to reduce reds, but it's also going to bring up a little bit more of the blues. So it's not just adjusting just the reds, it's actually changing a little bit of the other colors to kind of compensate that a little bit. And so the last one I'm going to do is the tone and tint. I'm going to apply a little bit of tone and tint here. And for this one, I'm going to choose the number 4 tone and tint from Malta. So I'm going to click there. And you can see it kind of adds a little bit of warmth there, a little bit of a nice sunset feel, kind of a backlit sun feel. So that is our edit here. I kind of like the way that looks. I can go over here and still do a freehand edit to this one, but I like the way this looks. So this is the before and after. Went kind of from a desaturated look to we got some cool tones going over here. If this is a little too much for you, you can obviously take the saturation and vibrance down a little bit and just edit the way you want to. But this is kind of a really great starting point to try to get those creative juices flowing. So that is the before and after for this edit. So now let's go back to our single view here, and I'm going to choose this portrait here. Really cool portrait. It actually kind of reminds me of kind of like a movie set or a movie style image. Really awesome bokeh back here, so really blurred out, really concentrating on that model. And for this one, we're actually only going to do 3 simple adjustments, and we're going to make it look really amazing. So I'm going to go all the way up here to our all-in-ones, and we can see as we scroll here, you can see we get a lot of cool adjustments here. You can see a preview of what's going on there. And the one I'm actually going to apply here is the Portrait Perfection right down here. I'm going to click that one. And you can see that it gets a lot of cool yellows and a lot of cool blues here, and it really makes that image kind of really pop out. And I really like the way that looks. So I'm cool with that for right now. Now I can go down here to my base, and I'm going to kind of further develop this a little bit. So I'm going to go to my base, and I'm going to click Peekaboo. And what that's going to do is kind of tone down the contrast a little bit, but still keep those nice warm colors, those cool colors. Really awesome. And this is where I would be totally happy with this edit. I would be ready to go, post this on Facebook, Instagram, deliver to a client, something like that. But I'm actually going to take it a little bit further. I'm going to do a little bit of freehand editing, and all I'm going to do is go down here to one of my favorite modules in Lightroom, and that's the calibration module, where you can kind of play with the red, green, and blue primary colors. And I'm going to take my blue primary, I'm going to go over here and just take it to negative 33, 35, somewhere around there. And what that's going to do is just kind of play with the blue. It adds a little bit more warmth in the skin, and you can definitely see the before and after. You can see what the difference is. It's amazing, really quick edits. Again, if I was editing this for a client and I knew this was kind of the effect that I want, All I would have to do is just do 3 little clicks, done, and it's off to the client. All right, so the next one we're going to do here is this before and after, and this one is kind of a tough one because it's got a lot of highlights. It's got a lot of blown out information. You can see, look over here in the histogram, we have a lot of white areas, a lot of more bright areas over here. So we need to kind of take care of that a little bit. So for this one, we're going to go over here to our all-in-ones, and we're going to choose one called Greater Glow. Let's see, right here, Greater Glow, and you can see it just adds a little bit of color, adds a lot of pop of the color with the blues. As you can see over here, it actually does change that blue primary that we changed in the last photo. So you can see it's changing a lot of different cool colors there. But we need to kind of darken down that exposure to handle this histogram. So I'm going to go down here to our exposure, and I'm going to choose Darken. And you can see it just takes down the whole image. We have a more balanced image if we're looking at the histogram. A lot more balance there, and it's starting to look really, really great. So now what we need to do is kind of correct the skin a little bit. So I'm going to go over here to the color correct, and I'm going to choose red skin balance. That's going to take a little bit of redness out of the skin, but kind of pop in a little bit more yellow. Looks really, really good. And the last one we're going to do is just going to do a general sharpening to the image. So I'm going to go down here to polish, and I'm going to click sharpen, and you probably can't tell it over the video, but what it does is just apply a really nice general sharpening to make sure your images are as sharp as they could be. Now the hair is actually really standing out. You can kind of see the individual strands of hair. It makes all those places that are supposed to be sharp. So that's the before and after here. You can see looks really kind of cool. You know, we took down those highlights, made it a more evenly balanced image, and really added some nice, cool, creative colors to the photo. So those are 3 before and afters from the Bold Beauty collection. If you want more information about the Bold Beauty collection, head on over to sleeklens.com. Link in the description down below. You can see more information there, see more before and afters. And this collection actually works on the older versions of Lightroom that accept the LR template files, and the new ones that accept the XMP files. And again, you also get a recipe guide with them to kind of give this inspiration, much like we did in this video. So if you want to find out more information, head on over to sleeklens.com. This has been Jordan from Sleeklens, and I'll see you in the next video.